Okay.
We're live on YouTube.
Okay.
You ready? Yep. All right, it is time to call what day is it? May the 1st. It's still not as much fun as May the 4th that we had last year, but May the 1st, 2024, Board of Zoning Appeals meeting is called to order. Ms. Blankenhorn, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Boucher.
Here.
Ms. Cunningham. Mr. Percy.
Here.
Mrs. Simpson. Here. Mr. Smith. Mrs. Arianata.
Here.
Mr. Eister. We have a quorum.
All right, with that, the May the 1st, 2024 Board of Zoning Appeals meeting is called to order. First item before us is approval of the April 17th, 2024 Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. Minutes have been sent out, and I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I move.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. With that, the April 17th, 2024 Board of Zoning Appeals minutes are called to order. I'll just ask Mr. Kidwell, are you here on behalf of the first case by chance? Because he had asked us, we were going to push it, but if you're here on behalf of that case.
He called me and said that they had a family emergency and would not be able to be here tonight.
Oh, so I may have not received that message.
Okay.
So if he requested bump it, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think you wanted to sit here if you didn't need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
See ya.
Just a good guess. All right. We need a motion regarding that. So the 2024-BZA09, which was tabled at our last meeting, is requested to be tabled again to a later date. We are not sure yet when that will be because we're not sure if there will be a quorum at the next meeting in May. So I would entertain a motion to table 2024-BZA09.
I'd move to table it.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we need a roll call or just all in favor? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, 2024-BZA-09 is tabled to the next possible meeting. All right, 2024-BZA-10, 5 Von Court, variance for attached accessory structure. Is there a proponent of the proposed case before us? Come up, be sworn in, read the card there.
My name is Will Perry. My address is 5 On Court, Mount Vernon. I affirm that my testimony is truthful to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God under penalty of perjury.
What are we trying to achieve today, Mr. Perry?
I was wanting to build a deck partially covered by a roof. Originally last year filed for a permit because my property doesn't convey to go to the size that I wanted to stay within the setbacks. Found like somewhat of a loophole that they told me, well, if it's not attached, you can go farther and everything. Just with the roof being over top of the porch, I mean, it's not going to look as proper as if I could attach it. And I'm just trying to keep the, property values up and make everything still continue to look nice in my property, in my neighborhood.
Okay.
Not to hinder anybody else's property values. So.
And I did have one question for Ms. Blankenhorn, if possible. Would this not be, because it says that it's 35 feet, however, the net rears, if it's affected by the radius of a cul-de-sac turnaround, wouldn't this qualify as a radius of a cul-de-sac turnaround?
Yes, but I believe it gives them 25 feet and you're
Yeah.
asking for 23.
I just wanted to make sure that we're only asking for a 2-foot
Correct.
variance, not a 12-foot variance. That's all I was trying to clarify. Yeah. Okay. So you want to put a deck on which is going to be covered?
Partially covered.
Partially covered with a 23 feet, 23 feet instead of 25 feet.
Yes.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Perry? All right. I'm going to ask, I'll have to ask the air a few things.
Yeah.
Are there any other proponents of the proposed variance request before us? Are there any opponents of the proposed variance request before us? Is there any written or verbal communication regarding the proposed variance request before us?
I spoke with two neighbors on the cul-de-sac who called to get more information about the notice they were mailed. They found out it was on the back of the house and said it would have no bearing on them. And then I have the staff report.
Okay.
May 1st, 2024, for case 2024 BZA 10, 5 Vaughn Court, parcel number 66-00463.000. The subject property was platted in 1966 and is zoned R1 Single Family District. The owner requests to construct a 14 feet by 25 feet deck attached to the rear of the home, making the setback from the rear property line 23 feet. The pie-shaped lot is on a cul-de-sac. Code Section 1160.02A4 makes an allowance for lots affected by the radius of a cul-de-sac, reducing the required rear yard setback to 25 feet instead of 30 feet.
Hold on. It's A5.
A5?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
The requested variance would allow for a 2-foot further reduction. Detached accessory structures may be located 5 feet from the rear property line. There is a platted 5 feet utility easement running parallel with the rear property line.
All right. All right. That's all, Ms. Buckenhorn?
Yep.
All right. I would entertain a motion regarding the proposed variance request before us.
I move that we accept the proposed variance request as submitted.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Ms. Blankenhorn, please call the roll.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Percy?
Yes.
Mrs. Simpson?
Yes.
Mrs. Arianata?
Yes.
With that, 2024-BZA-10 is approved as submitted. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. Perry. All right. Next item before us, 2024-BZA-11, 12 McKinley Street, variances for primary structure.
Thank you.
Is there a proponent of the proposed variance request before us?
My name is Nick Brown. My address is 212 North Gay Street. I affirm that my testimony is truthful to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God, or under penalty of perjury.
All right. What are we attempting to accomplish today?
I would like to build a house on that vacant lot, but it's only 30 feet wide, so I'm requesting 5 feet offset from either side rather than 10.
40 feet.
40 feet wide, I'm sorry.
And the request was for 6 feet on each side.
Well, we've got overhang, right?
Okay. Yes.
Right.
Well, I'm assuming you do, but that's not how it was written.
I know, it's, the kid in your office had me draw it like that, and I questioned it, and he said foundation, and I said, okay, so.
All right.
Yeah, so I would like to build a 28-foot by 40-foot house with a 1-foot overhang.
So
All
we're
the way
requesting a variance to the minimum lot width, correct?
Well, no,
No?
the lot is already constructed.
Okay.
So it's the setbacks, it's the side setbacks.
Side backs, okay, all right. Side setbacks 10 feet. So instead of 10 feet, we're asking for 5 feet.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Mr. Brown? Are there any other proponents of the proposed variance request before us? Are there any opponents of the proposed variance request before us? Any written or verbal communication regarding the proposed variance request?
I did not receive any phone calls, but I do have a staff report.
All right.
May 1st, 2024, case 2024 BZA 11 for 12 McKinley Street, parcel number 66-06318.000. The subject property is zoned R1 Single Family District. The property was platted as a 40 feet wide by 120 feet deep parcel. The 50 feet wide platted roadway to the north, named Spring Street, will likely not be developed into a driving surface as it is a dead end. There is a sanitary sewer installed in this public right-of-way. R1 development standards require a 10 feet side setback for the primary structure. This would force the width of a home to be 20 feet. The requested variances would permit a 6 foot, or as now we've determined 5 foot, side setback on both sides of the parcel, allowing for a 20 feet wide dwelling. City administration has discussed adding a new zoning district, R1A, to accommodate development on these narrow lots that are now considered substandard. The proposed R1A district would allow for 5 feet side setbacks. These regulations will be introduced to the Municipal Planning Commission next week.
And if you did have to meet the requirements, it would probably push the house below the minimum
Square footage.
square footage, so, okay. No, you may ask a question.
Is this a stick and mortar or is it gonna be a modular?
No, we'll build it on
Okay.
site.
Okay.
All right.
I
Any other
did get
questions?
these drawings from him today, just as a rough mock-up.
Very rough.
All right. All right. Any additional questions? If not, I would entertain a motion regarding the proposed variance request.
I'd make a motion that we,
Ms. Boucher makes a motion to approve as submitted. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Arianada, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion amongst the board? Ms. Blankenhorn, please call the roll.
Ms. Boucher?
yes.
Mr. Percy?
Yes.
Mrs. Simpson?
Yes.
Mrs. Arianada?
Yes.
All right, with that, 2024-BZA-11 is approved as submitted. Is there any other business before us, Ms.
I don't
Blankenhorn?
have anything.
Thank you.
All right, with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move.
We have
Second.
a motion and a second from Ms. Boucher. We are adjourned. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Could we not take about another hour?
Why would we want
I
to
mean,
do
we can
that?
sit
Because
here.
then I don't have to go back to work.
I won't tell anybody.
Sit in the dark all by myself.
I know, go down to
You're
Flappers.
welcome to.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you, Will. Tell you Jay said hi. Oh, gosh, my hip.
We're not gonna get you out of here, are we?
Hey, will you